Hi, my name is Luisa Devono, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about boosting nutrition knowledge in junior high students and how important it is. So, to start, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of a good nutrition. A good nutrition is a crucial factor in determining the quality of life, and this involves having the right knowledge about food and nutrition, leading to a growing need for both formal and informal nutrition education across all ages. There has been multiple studies that show that places that don't have a good background of nutrition, that their quality of life decreases. But it is important to note that good nutrition also requires money because the cheap foods out there are mostly full of fats and saturated fats and all preservatives and things like that. But recently, there has been a growing need for both formal and informal nutrition education across all of the ages. But most importantly, it's better to start with the younger people than um, rather than later. So, first, it's really important to understand um, for people to understand nutrition because it is a key aspect of evaluating public health. Like I mentioned earlier, if people in the population does not understand nutrition, then the public health is going to be not so good. It's going to be lower because they're going to be eating unhealthy things and there's going to be obesity and all these other diseases that come with it. Um, this also shapes competent individuals, the knowledge of nutrition. So, one of the in the research paper that I read, one of the quotes was a significant challenge is a double burden of malnutrition. And a double burden, like I was talking to you guys about before, is when there are both a nutrition deficiency as well as an excess intake simultaneously, which affect all people, meaning of all ages, especially school age children. This means that they have deficiencies in nutrients, but at the same time, they intake excessive fats and stuff like that, which causes a double burden of malnutrition, which is actually really hard to break. So, like I mentioned earlier, a vital part of understanding human resources as well is firstly gaining knowledge about food, secondly, understanding the importance of nutrition education, third, recognition of nutrition, and fourth, overcoming challenges like the double burden, like I mentioned before, which is actually a huge challenge. Well, in our society nowadays, nutrition is one of the key aspects in helping anyone with any disease, even in disease prevention or helping um, to minimize symptoms from a current disease, like if they have high blood pressure, eat less fats, etc. But it's just been a recent thing that people are now interested in the nutritional aspect. Before, people were more interested in getting food in an easier way, and now we're starting to see why prepared foods like frozen foods actually cause major issues. And so, like I mentioned earlier, there is a huge demand in explaining nutrition to everybody, including especially children, because there's so much that goes on in the media that is not true. And it's easy to just, instead of taking things with a grain of salt that is mentioned in media, it's easy to just take it to heart and try to follow and fast, and it's not always good for everybody. And that's why there is a really big importance when it comes to understanding the nutrition as well, which means that there needs to be a really big nutrition education courses and schools and stuff like that. So, for this specific research, it was done during COVID 19. which means that the research was unfortunately conducted over online via YouTube, WhatsApp, and Google Forms. And the applications were done within 7th grade subjects in a state 14th junior high school, Bekasi. And so, because it was during COVID-19, unfortunately, they had to do it online, but this was a really good start of a research. So this research is a quasi-experiment, which uses one group, a pretest and a post-test design, which means one group is going to do both the pretest and the post-test after given what they were supposed to be given, which I'll explain in a second. And so for this specific study, 88 students participated and were divided into two groups. One was administered a video and the other was administered leaflets about nutrition. And so the primary data was done by doing a pretest, which was in a form of a questionnaire with balanced nutritional material. There was a total of 20 questions with balanced material, including stuff about the MyPlate, as well as just anything in a nutritional aspect. And then so the pretest was before watching the video or the leaflet, and then after there was a post-test, which was the same method as a pretest, which is also a form of questionnaire with a balanced nutritional material, 20 questions total. And this was taken after watching the videos or after reading the leaflets. So the characteristics were taken down, the subject's characteristics, gender, age, and previous knowledge about nutrition and MyPlate, and then the distance. So according to a reputable source, the distance between the pretest and the post-test should be short. They used the one-day method. So they took the pretest one day, watched the video or leaflet, and then they took the post-test the next day. So for the specific research, there were mostly females and that took the test, 50 of them, and then 38 males with a percentage of 43.2, and the female percentage was 56.8. And this was done between 7th graders, so they had an age range of 12 through 14, with most of the kids being 57 of the kids being 13 years old, and then 27 being 12, and 7 of them being 14 years old. So here's the data that was collected in the research. Over here, you guys can see table 2 is the frequency distribution of video media knowledge level, and then table 3 is the frequency distribution of leaflet media knowledge level. So in table 1, you can see that the pretest, 19 students lacked nutritional knowledge, and then 21 students had enough knowledge, and then only 4 students, 9%, had a good knowledge. And their scores ranged from 35 to 90. And the mean was 59.3 and the standard deviation was 13.3. This was for the pretest before they watched the video media knowledge. And then the post-test for the same students, as you can see, there was a positive results. So after watching the video, only 10 students still lacked nutritional knowledge. 13 had enough knowledge, and the number jumped where 21 had good knowledge, with the scores ranging from 20 to 100. The mean was 72.4, which there is an increase from the first mean by 11 points. And then the standard deviation was 19.8. Okay. And then for the second test, which is where the second group of the students were given the leaflet media knowledge, which is basically like a booklet. But to start, 9 of those students lacked any nutritional knowledge, and then 20 had enough nutritional knowledge, and 15 had good nutritional knowledge. So this group, more people had already good nutritional knowledge, where they ranged in scoring from 40 to 100 with a mean of 69.77 and a standard deviation of 15.01. And then, so for the post-test, only 3 of the kids scored in lack of nutritional knowledge, and then 11 scored in enough, and then 30 scored in good nutritional knowledge, with a mean ranging scores from 40 to 100 and a mean of 82.95 and the standard deviation of 14.40, which shows that the mean score increased by also, I think, 13 points, which is great. So for the results over here, as you can see, comparing the effectiveness of the video media and the leaflets. So the mean for the video was 72.05 and the mean for the leaflet was 82.95 and the standard deviation was 19.08 for the video and 14.4 for the video. And the p-value of the video was 0.003, which is good because it's less than 0.05, which means there was a positive effect on both of the tests. But it showed that both for the video and the media, there was an increase in knowledge, but the mean from the leaflet is significantly higher than the mean for the video, meaning that the leaflet had better results than those students that just watched the video. So the leaflet was more impactful because it's easier to carry around and are more effective overall since they are short and sweet. While videos can be convenient, they're only convenient if you have time, if the student has time, and also access to devices. And so here I have an example of what a leaflet kind of would look like and how this makes it more effective. And so if you look at this, this looks more attention-seeking than something like this. These two slides have the same information, but they have cartoons added to them. The first one, then the second one, which makes it more effective, which makes sense why the leaflet is more effective than the video. Okay, so discussion and conclusion. The paired t-test showed significant effect of nutrition education with a p-value of 0.00, which is less than 0.5. This means that the test indicated that there was a positive impact on balanced nutrition knowledge among students. And then the leaflet media have a bigger impact on the results due to its simplicity in getting the points across well, while in the future there are many other tests that can be done for future research. And so some suggestions that I have is that I definitely think that there needs to be more of a nutritional basis in all schools across the world. And a way that we could incorporate this is by making it interactive, meaning adding cooking classes involving the kids in preparation of meals, making it fun. Field trips, organizing nutritional-based trips to farms, and etc. Fun challenges like creating challenges involving new fruits and trying new fruits and vegetables, and then as well as cartoons if they're younger, like simple information in places like bathrooms, like we have the Stall Street Journal, and sometimes you just want to read something when you're just in the bathroom, and it's very effective. This is a quote I like to go off with, which is, "To eat is a necessity, but to eat intelligent is an art." Thank you so much, and here's my reference. Have a great night.